Hey friends, Matthew Harris here. I'm just so excited about what's going on right now in South Africa with Total Life Changes and Project Build It for Your Last Name. And as we grow, you'll realize there's going to be some people in the business that move so much faster than some others. And it's not because you as an individual can't move fast if you're struggling, if you're not moving as fast as some other people. It may just come down to a few tweaks that you need to make in your business. A lot of times it just comes down to what you're saying to people. And one of the things that I hear all the time from people is, well, what if people have objections? What am I supposed to say? How do I respond? So that's what this video is all about, is how to handle objections when you're talking to people. This is going to put you in a position where you can grow faster, where you're going to be more confident when you talk to people. One of the things I learned early on in network marketing was it's literally just a language. That's all it is. It's just a matter of the language that you use when you talk to other people and the language that you use when you talk to yourself. Now, this video is not going to be about what to say when you talk to yourself. What you may not realize is that most of your conversation really is with yourself. And so you need to have good conversations with yourself in order to get the kind of results that you're looking for. But we'll talk about that in another video. Right now, I'm going to focus on what to say when it comes to 3 of the main objections that you're going to get when it comes to talking to people about your Total Life Changes business and what we're doing with Project Build It for Your Last Name. This does not mean that if you're getting objections that there's something wrong with you. I want you to understand that we all get this. And you're going to typically hear the same objections from people. Here's the truth. Most times, objections are just a knee-jerk reaction. Think about it. I was looking for a new BMW, and I was going to the dealership, and I was looking for a BMW. I knew exactly what BMW it was. I knew exactly how much mileage I wanted on it because I didn't want to buy it new at the time. I knew exactly what color, everything. I walk into the dealership, guy walks up to me, and he says, "Hey, how can I help you?" Guess what my automatic response was? Even though I knew what I was there for. I was there to buy a car. I said, "No, I'm just looking." Right? It was a knee-jerk reaction. It was an objection I gave him. And why is that? Because since I was a child, that's what I've heard my parents do when they went into the store. When someone would come up to them, they'd say, "Oh, I'm just looking," even though they were there. Because we hate to be sold, but we love to buy. And when you're talking to people about your Total Life Changes business, that's what you have to realize, is that people just don't want to be sold. They love to buy. They love the tea. They love being able to make an income from home and travel the world and everything that this business can benefit them with. They want that. But a lot of times people are just programmed to have a negative understanding of whatever it is that you're offering because they don't want to be sold. And so what you have to do is just realize that you just need to make people comfortable. So if you are uncomfortable with an objection, a lot of times that can actually then create more challenges in the conversation. So what I found is that if I think that I don't have enough time to build the business, then when I'm talking to people, that's an objection I'm going to end up getting a lot. Because I think that that makes sense. Oh, I don't have a whole lot of time, so this business won't work for me. So why would it work for someone else? And so when I get that objection, I have very weak posture in responding, and I can't actually help that person move beyond that objection. Same thing when it comes to money. If you're hearing from people that, "Man, this business costs so much money," or "This tea, I can't afford it," right? Have you ever heard that before? A lot of times you'll find that your own deep-seated thoughts about the money part of the business can also then make it difficult for you to move past that objection. Because if you think that it's expensive, that most people can't afford it, then when someone says that to you, you're going to have a hard time overcoming that objection. Is this making sense? Same thing when it comes down to, well, is this a pyramid scheme, right? These are the top 3 objections, and I'm going to share with you how to deal with them. But we have to deal first and foremost with how you yourself are viewing these objections. Do you have these objections? Do you think that the business costs a lot of money? Do you think that you don't have enough time to build the business? Do you think that it's a pyramid scheme? And when it comes to pyramid scheme, this is one of my favorite ones to talk about, because most people don't really understand what they mean when they say pyramid scheme. All right. First off, pyramid schemes are illegal. All right. That means that there's no actual product being sold to somebody else. When you sign up in Total Life Changes, there's no fee. You get your websites for free. You're purchasing product, and you're able to resell that product onto your customers. All right, does that make sense? And so you're actually able to make money just from product sales. You don't make money from recruiting people into the business because there's no fees and the commissions are not paid from that. They're paid from actual product sales. So when someone talks about a pyramid scheme, a lot of times they don't even realize that that's what they're actually meaning when they say pyramid scheme. They a lot of times just think, "Oh, is it one of those things that I've heard about that's, people lose money and all that kind of stuff," because people are just uneducated. So first thing, Just understand where your prospect is coming from and don't take offense when they say pyramid scheme. Don't run out the door either, all right? Because how you respond is going to make a big difference in terms of how you're able to move that prospect from where they are, not understanding, to getting in a place where they can understand and make a decision for themselves, all right? So when someone says this is a pyramid scheme, or if it's, do I have enough time to build the business, or I don't have enough money, whatever objection it is, my rule of thumb is this, is I always answer that question or that objection with a question. I always answer that objection with a question. So whoever asks the most questions in a conversation controls the direction of that conversation. So if someone says this is a pyramid scheme, what's that? That's what I like to do. Or I don't have enough time. You don't have enough time. What do you mean by that? Or I don't have enough money. What do you mean by that you don't have enough money? See, so what's happening now is you're putting your prospect in a situation where they themselves have to process their own objection. They have to not just give you a knee-jerk reaction. Now they have to start to think, what did I mean about I don't have enough money? Can I not afford the 10-pack? Can I not afford the 20-pack or the 50-pack? What does that really mean I don't have enough money? What does it really mean if this is a pyramid scheme? And what ends up happening is if you walk your prospects through this process with powerful questions, they end up convincing themselves. And it's beautiful when you do it the right way, all right? And it actually helps them instead of trying to convince them that this is something that they should be a part of. That's our job here, is not trying to convince people, but to be able to put them in a position where they understand the information. And when someone understands what we have our hands on here with ISOT, with Opening South Africa Total Life Changes, with a compensation plan, with the support system of Build It For Your Last Name, the legacy focus that we have with this team and with this company, it's incredible, right? People just have to understand it. So that's all we're doing when it comes to overcoming objections. So lesson number one, when it comes to overcoming objections, is making sure that you yourself don't believe that you need 24 hours in a day to be successful. You don't. We have so many stories of people on a part-time basis making a six-figure income with this company. So many, all right? So many out there. Same thing is true when it comes to not having the money to get started. We have people that have gone on to earn $1 million plus, and be sure that you check our income disclosure and income statement as well, but with just getting started with the very minimum in the business. But because they brought work ethic to the table, they were willing to go out there and pay the price to earn the income. So from the very low spectrum when it comes to finances. We also have people that came into the business that didn't think that it was actually a legitimate business at first, but they started to understand that it really was. And when they really looked into it, they found something special. So second part then is to make sure that you answer those questions, those objections rather, with questions, all right? Don't get all offensive when people say this is a pyramid scheme and try to, no, just get to the root of that knee-jerk reaction. Try to understand where they're coming from. That's it. Is this one of those pyramid schemes? What do you mean by that? Oh, it's one of those things where people, get started in the top, and that's what makes all the money, and then everyone else goes broke. What I like to say then is that what you're looking for? And they'll say no. I'm going to say, absolutely. Great. That's not what this is. Move it on right away, guys. See how easy that was? What do you mean by that? Let them explain. Is that what you're looking for? If they say, is it one of those things, quote unquote? And they'll say, no. Great, that's not what this is. And move them on. The posture is assuming that it's going to make sense, that they're going to get started, because people will follow the people that have the highest sense of conviction and belief. That's why I spent so much time at the beginning of this video talking about your own belief system. It'll be so much easier to do this if you understand first and foremost what it is that you believe. Then you can transfer that on to someone else. So let's talk about time. Let's say someone says, I don't have enough time to build a business. What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I've got a job right now. I work really hard. I spend a lot of time with my kids and all this kind of stuff. I don't really know if I have the time to do the business. My follow-up question would be, why would you, I understand where you're coming from. Totally, I get that. But when you say you don't have enough time, what's your goal for this business? Let's say it could give you everything you needed, whatever that may be. Tell me what you would want out of the business, all right? See, when someone says they don't have enough time, here's the truth. All of us have 24 hours in a day. We all have the exact same time. The difference is some of us make total life changes a priority over other things. Some of us make watching TV a priority, or working out at the gym, or whatever it may be. We all make time for the things that are important to us. And so when someone tells me that they don't have enough time, what it says to me is they don't believe fully enough that this can actually work for them. Right? Because all of us are busy. I was busy before I got started with this, but when I saw what was here, I knew I had to make time for this opportunity. Does that make sense? And so walk your prospect through the same process and say, okay, what do you mean that you don't have enough time? Well, I worked a job full time. I don't have enough time for my kids as it is. I'm just barely making ends meet. So my question then is, okay, so if you don't change things right now, is it fair to say you're going to keep getting the same results that you're getting right now? And are you happy with the results you're getting right now? Oh, no, I'm not happy. Okay, well, if you don't change, you're going to keep getting those results, right? Absolutely. All right, what if we could find a pocket of times that you have right now? If I could show you how to build this business with the time that you do have right now, would you then be open to finding out how? You see what I did? I just went to the main objection. I dug a little deeper to make sure that that was the actual main objection, right? I just want to make sure that's not just a knee jerk. So I asked another question. If I could show you how to build this with the time that you do have, would you be open to finding more? They're going to say yes if they really are interested. If they're not interested, but they were just using that I don't have enough time as an excuse and they just don't want to let me down, now they're going to tell me the real thing. Oh, well, I don't know if I can afford it. Or, you know, I've tried one of these things before and they didn't quite work out for me. You see, so now by asking questions, you can get to the root cause of that objection. The other one I like to hear all the time is people say they don't have enough money to get started. Listen. People tell me in South Africa I don't have enough money. People tell me in America I don't have enough money. People tell me in the Philippines. They tell me in the United Kingdom. They tell me all around the world I don't have enough money. Here's the reality. We're not looking for people that necessarily have the money to get started. We're looking for people that have the desire to transform their lives and build a legacy for their last name. That's who we're looking for, because if you have the desire, you will find the resources. Everyone's looking to get the resources. They say, oh, I don't have the resources. I don't have the Wi-Fi. I don't have internet. I don't have phones. I don't have all this stuff. But the person who's resourceful will always find the resources. And resourcefulness comes from desire. So when someone tells me they don't have the money, I don't hear that objection, because I didn't have, quote unquote, the money sitting around when I first got started in network marketing. That's why I got started. I had to make it happen. I would rather find someone who has desire and no money than find someone who has the money to get started and no desire. They could sign up in the business and do absolutely nothing. And that's not to say you're just looking for broke people, because there's a lot of people that have money and they have the desire for more time as well, all right? So here's how you deal with that. If someone says I don't have enough money, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, I'd like to get started, but I don't have enough money. Oh, were you looking at getting started with the 10-pack to kind of test the water, kind of get things going? Or were you going with the 20 or 50-pack to really position yourself the fastest and the best position to make the most amount of money in the business? That's what I ask. And they'll say, well, I'm looking at the 20-pack. Okay, perfect. That's a fantastic decision. All right, now, are you saying that you don't have the money to get started right this moment, but you'll have it in a week, 2 weeks, something like that? What's the situation? Now you're getting into the actual process with them of where they really are financially, just checking to make sure that it's not just a knee-jerk reaction. Because a lot of people say, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. When all the time people are buying smartphones, iPhones, and buying computers, and buying all kinds of things that they can't afford, but they found value for. And so your job is to show them the value that Total Life Changes can have in their life and in their lifestyle, and in creating a legacy for their family. And they will find the resources, my friend. So that quick video sums up how to overcome the top 3 objections you're typically going to get. Remember, be patient with people, check your own belief system to make sure that you really do believe that it's possible to become successful. The level of your belief will allow you to influence other people. And then go through those simple steps of asking questions when people give you objections. What did you mean by that? Dive deeper, and you'll find you'll have so many more people that you're able to help get past their own limiting beliefs and transform their lives. Having said that, my friends, I look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. Watch this video, share it, watch as many times as you need to, share it with your team, and we will see you very soon, and we'll look forward to traveling the beaches of the world together. But until we talk again, my challenge to all of us is that we dream and then find a way. God bless.